Hello and welcome to Star Citizen Sunday. This is a weekly show which covers all the news from Star Citizen from the week just past. I am your host Mac, so let's get on with it. This week, CitizenCon's date and location is announced. We get the latest concept vehicle, plus we see updates to Arccorp and the underground facilities. So on this week's Inside Star Citizen, they first started with the lighting. They revisited the lighting of the underground facilities. Now, when they were first created, there was only a handful of variations, and so the lighting was handcrafted for each. They've noticed that over time, with additions like props and NPCs, these items were missing shadows, so they added more shadow casting features. As they are planning to create these locations more modularly, they decided to move the lighting into each individual module and make sure that it blends better between each environment. In the future, this means that the lighting is pre-baked into the modules, which eliminates bugs and increases development speed, which is obviously a good thing. They moved on to Arccorp once they finished with lighting, and they've been updating Arccorp, specifically the cityscape, so adding more variation, more realistic advertisement placing, giving less flat walls as well to the buildings. They've also redistributed the buildings as well. One is a metaclassical style building which indicates time's gone, which is kind of like past architecture, and I really love this idea that over time styles change, like in the real world, sort of leaving and telling the history of the location. They also reduced the amount of red buildings, which is obviously good because it was just a sea of red. They've added some new buildings. They're adding a bit more variety again. They've also got this circular donut building in. It looks a lot smaller than I expected, but I'm sure that's just tier 1 of it. It'll expand and grow and change sizes depending on what they need it for. But they also made sure that the adverts were less repetitive as well. Now, to finish off with on Inside Star Citizen, they looked into the sound updates from 3.4 to 3.5 for the ships. I won't go into it as we have already got them in game, and I've done numerous videos talking about how the ships sound better. They did mention that they spoke to real-life military and airline pilots from a manner of all different aircraft sizes just to find out how the ships should sound, specifically in atmosphere. The sounds are coming from the actual items like the thrusters, so it all makes sense, and if one gets damaged or goes out, then you will hear that difference. For atmospheric flight, the sound changes depending on the speed and temperature of the ship. Plus, if you turn off your engines, you just get the environmental sound, which is not something we had in 3.4. Now, the sounds of 3.5 are some of my favourite aspects of Star Citizen, and I do suggest getting in and listening to them yourself. They really build that feeling of immersion, and I can't wait to see them evolve as more sounds get added. Anyway, that was Inside Star Citizen. Let's move on. So this week, we got a brand new concept vehicle. This time, it is a two-wheeled bike from Tumbril, and it comes in 3 variants. So it's called the Tumbril Ranger, and you have the CV, which is your touring bike, and it has space for 1.2 standard cargo units on its panniers. The TR, which is your combat variant, featuring 2 size 1 weapons, and then the RC is your racing variant, which has boost capabilities and an additional battery for longer duration. Now, these are actually 3.7 meters in length, which is the smallest vehicle we have. They're about 2 meters wide and 2 meters high, and this kind of means that it'll fit into some of the smallest ships, giving the ability to roam planetside without needing a large ship or large ground vehicles. Now, I have done a quick video on what we saw for the concept sale. I will do a follow-up video on all these bikes with the latest details, going into more depth and talking about scenarios that I see them being used in. Over on Twitch, I actually have a TR giveaway going on this Monday, so tomorrow on stream, so make sure you're there for a chance to win it. Plus, we will have a month-long giveaway over on Gleam starting soon for your chance to win all 3 of these bikes, courtesy of JP Sandman, so big thank you to you, sir. In an upcoming video, I will send out the details on how to enter, so be sure to hit that subscribe button here and follow me over on Twitch so you don't miss out. So on Star Citizen Live this week, the former RTV, it was lead animator Brian Brewer who took us through the process of solving animation data for some of the backer-directed emotes which were captured at CitizenCon. Some of these emotes that we will be getting include sort of cuckoo, someone going crazy, a quick draw emote, shielding your eyes, and the face palm. He basically took us through the whole process of how they create and edit the animations to make them usable in-game. It was great to see how they do this, and it's a real good series that they put on Star Citizen Live. Plus, it's interesting to see some of the new emotes that we can expect for the future. Some of them very useful, others quite funny, but if you would like to watch the full show, do follow the link in the description below. There was no real insider news given out, so I'm not going to go into too much depth with it, but it's definitely worth watching if you're interested. So also this week, Galactic Guide takes us to the Charon system. May's subscriber flare finishes off the Rust Society armour, plus CitizenCon will be held on November 23rd at the Manchester Central Convention Complex. There is no news about ticket sales or when they will go on sale, but I will sure try to pick one up, so do let me know if you're going. So that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and share the video with all your friends. If you like what I do and want to help me make it better, follow the link below to my Patreon page to learn more.